Days of vacillation, the probe into the horrific rape, possibly gang rape, and murder of a 31-year-old doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Medical College and Hospital has picked up pace. The day after the Calcutta High Court snatched the case from the state police and handed it over to the CBI, the nation's premier investigating agency has now officially taken over the probe. A team of the central agency visited the medical college and hospital today. They were accompanied by a forensic team which collected samples from the crime scene. A team of the Indian Medical Association is also in Calcutta, where they are visiting the RG Kar Hospital to speak with authorities and resident doctors there. Despite all of this, though, widespread protests seeking justice for Devi have continued for a fifth straight day. Meanwhile, the case has taken a sensational twist, with the family of the girl claiming in their petition to the Calcutta High Court that Devi had a significant amount of semen in her body, suggesting gang rape. This claim has also been supported by a doctor who examined the victim's post-mortem. Dr. Subarna Goswami, who was privy to the final autopsy report, has also claimed that the evidence points towards a gang rape followed by murder. Dr. Goswami is now joining us live to build up on this allegation. Dr. Goswami, thank you for your time. It's been 24 hours, Dr. Goswami, since you first came forward with your claim to the media. Could you explain to us in detail what were the findings of this post-mortem report and what they actually imply?
So with our patient, the college authority was compelled to conduct a videograph post-mortem examination, though we demanded to conduct this post-mortem exam in another hospital, not in that, at that particular hospital. Still, anyway, a videograph post-mortem exam was conducted, and last Sunday evening, that was 11th, just 2 days after the incident, we went to meet the victim's parents at their residence, and their parents showed us the post-mortem report, final post-mortem report, which reveals that there are multiple injuries to the victim's body, starting from head to toe, all over her face, everywhere. Both her eyes were suffused, congested with blood. Blood was oozing out of eyes, nose, mouth, and her cheeks were abrased, her lips were abrased, bruised, and her neck, jaw, everything, everywhere. And her private parts, her ankles, knees, shoulders, all were bruised. And the external injuries, as post-mortem report reveals. And apart from that, they collected very, many specimens like lip swab, like nipple swab, like anal swab, vaginal swab. They also collected a white, thick, viscid fluid from endocervical canal of the victim, that is inside the vagina. It is most probably semen that will be proved in the lab only, forensic lab only. But that specimen weighs 151 grams. And this much amount of semen, even if it is mixed with some mucus and vaginal discharge and other tissues, this hints that there might be involvement of more than one rapist.
Okay. Can I then ask you, you say the post-mortem report indicates the involvement of more than one person in the rape and murder. I understand why you're saying it. But the fact is that there is CCTV footage that is available that is showing the exit and the entry of only one individual to the seminar room and the area in and around the seminar room. That is Sanjoy Roy, during the hours that this incident actually took place.
See, that we don't know. We can, from the post-mortem report, we can only, conceive some things, but that should be corroborated by proper investigation. But from the day one, we are seeing that the college administration is trying to label it as a case of suicide. Then the principal tried to prove that this victim has psychosis, and then he was delaying, the postmortem report examinations, and now the postmortem report is out. But even after 3-4 days, till Monday, nobody except the prime suspect was interrogated. So our demand were to check all the CCTV cameras, see the duty roster, who else were on duties, who were the 4 other junior doctors there, the victim had dinner with. So interrogate all them if needed, conduct a medical examination for all of them. Then only they can reach a conclusion, logical conclusion.
Dr. Goswami, you should say the truth should come out. Of course, the truth should come out. But given the pictures we have managed to see of repair and renovation work, and let's put out those pictures for our viewers so that they have a reference to context as well. This is repair and renovation work that has been carried out just a few meters from the crime scene. It seems there is a concerted effort to erase evidence. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. It appears like that only. Actually, the crime scene should always be sealed for access to the crime scene should be restricted always. But from the day one, we were there, even after the police came, then the media went there. We saw the videos went viral. A video of the crime scene went viral of that seminar room. And renovation work started, just immediately. And the investigation is on. Before reaching a logical conclusion, how can they start renovation in the crime scene? That is a lackadaisical attitude of the police and the college authority. Not only lackadaisical, it may also be deliberate attempt to damage due to, temper the evidence.
Okay, Dr. Goswami, thank you very much for joining us. Was this a gang rape? You're saying that the postmortem clearly indicates it is. Now the case has been handed over to the CBI. We'll wait to hear from the CBI. We hope this is not an endless investigation. Meanwhile, we are getting Mamata Banerjee's first response to the Calcutta High Court's decision to hand over the probe to the CBI. She's saying there was never any attempt to shield the accused and that nobody could be arrested without at least a proper investigation.
পেরেছি আমি তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস করে বলে রেয়াত করিনি হাসপাতালে কাদের ট্রান্সফার করা হয়েছিল প্রিন্সিপালকে করা হয়েছিল এমএসবিপি যিনি হসপিটালের দায়িত্বে তাকে ট্রান্সফার করা হয়েছে এইচওডি যিনি হেড অফ দ্য ডিপার্টমেন্ট তাকে ট্রান্সফার করা হয়েছে যিনি পুলিশের দায়িত্বে ছিলেন তাকে ট্রান্সফার করা হয়েছে কাকে করা হয়নি যা যা বলেছেন প্রত্যেকটা দাবি আমরা মেনে নিয়েছি আর এখন তো আমাদের হাতে কেস নেই এখন তো কোর্টের বিচারে এটা সাবজুডিস এবং সিবিআই এর হাতে কেস আমরা আমাদের এভিডেন্স কাগজপত্র সব তুলে দিয়েছি তাদের যদি আরো কোনো সহযোগিতার প্রয়োজন হয় আমরা দিতে রাজি আছি কিন্তু প্রোভাইডেড দোষী ব্যক্তিদের গ্রেফতার করে তাদের ফাঁসি দিতে হবে যারা অ্যাকচুয়াল দোষী
That was Mamata Banerjee saying that there was never any attempt to shield the accused and that nobody could be arrested without at least a proper investigation. She also goes on and lists the number of people she has transferred. What she's not being able to explain is why the principal of RG Kar, who had resigned, was rehabilitated exactly within 4 hours, something that caused such an outrage that it reached the ears of the Calcutta High Court, and the Calcutta High Court just told him to sit at home for the next 15 days. That is not something that she has been able to explain. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past several days at Mirror Now, we have been spearheading a campaign seeking justice for Devi. But today we want to ask you, our viewers, what exactly constitutes justice for this 31-year-old? Is it simply ensuring that the accused in this case are put behind bars? I don't think so. After all, the Nirbhaya movement in 2012 was beyond just justice for that one girl. It also marked a change in how women were seen and treated in public spaces, in professional spaces, in pop culture. So when people said back then, why was this girl Nirbhaya out in the night with a boy? People were told, explained, that Nirbhaya, like every citizen of this country, has a right to be out at night. It was not her duty to ensure her safety. It was the state's duty to do so. But alas, and evidently, not much has changed because the onus of securing women even today is on women themselves. Just consider this circular which is on your screens. It was brought out by the Silchar Medical College and Hospital as a consequence of the tragedy in Calcutta. Female doctors, students, staff being told to police themselves for their own safety. Now, this advisory is as archaic as it gets. Women have been asked to avoid isolated, poorly lit and sparsely populated areas. Basically, don't go anywhere alone. Don't even think about leaving your hostel at night without asking for permission first. And oh, the absolute killer. Make sure you're emotionally composed and gracious when interacting with the public, because apparently attracting attention is your fault as well. The college eventually had to do a U-turn and withdraw the advisory after students created a massive uproar. But the mindset is very clear. A brutal rape and murder happens in a medical college in Kolkata, so the default reaction is, don't go out. The default reaction never is, let's fix our security apparatus. Simply, don't go out. Ladies, you're being asked to live in fear and manage everyone else's behavior. That's the problem. And if you do take charge and try and reclaim your space, you will be shamed and slandered by the system that's supposed to protect you. You remember the first response of Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the principal of the RG Kar Hospital? It was to claim that it was irresponsible for this doctor to be in the seminar hall alone in the middle of the night. Let me just remind this doctor that this young lady was on night duty. Tonight, when the women of Calcutta have decided to stage a midnight protest march to reclaim the streets, they are being mocked and trolled by TMC leaders. Kunal Ghosh has accused them of being politically motivated by the left and the BJP as, according to him, common people don't participate in a night march. Another self-proclaimed leader of the TMC has used such disgusting slurs against these women that I don't even want to dignify it by quoting him. You can simply read his quote on the graphics we'll just be showing you on your screens. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me be fair. Not everyone in the TMC feels the same. TMC MP Shukhendu Shekhar Roy joined protest today against his own government because he says he has a daughter and a granddaughter as well. Listen in.
All the culprits who are involved directly or indirectly with the occurrence of this heinous crime, they must be brought to the book and all of them should be hanged. This is the demand, and we also express solidarity with all those who will be on the street tonight. They will be spending sleepless night to press for their demand. We wholeheartedly support their demand that the authorities concerned, the investigating agency and the Honorable High Court, they will definitely perform their duty as per the demand of the people of the state.
And therein lies the problem. In this country, women deserve to be protected only as someone's mother, sister or daughter, not as women themselves. In this country, women have to choose. Either they can be caged like an animal in the name of security, or be prepared to live in fear every waking second if they choose to exercise their freedoms. Let me go straight across to Tapas Sen Gupta, who is joining us live from the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. Before I go to my guest, he is with students who continue to be on strike for a 5th straight day. Tapas, I'm handing it over to you. I think now enough and more evidence has emerged about how there could be possibly be a cover-up by the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. Do the students, the resident doctors on protest feel the same? And why are they insisting on carrying out this protest even after one of their major demands of a CBI inquiry has been met?
Well, it's absolutely, Shreya. I'm standing inside Silchar Medical College and Hospital. You can see the protesters are still protesting, and they held a general body meeting a little while back, and they have taken some resolutions and decided their plan of action. And they're relentlessly continuing this protest since last few days, and overnight they're carrying on this protest. They say that until their all demands are met, they will not budge, they will not withdraw their work decision. Now, I'm being joined by a few of the students and junior doctors here. What's your good name?
Myself, Dr.
Tell me, one of your major demands have been met. CBI inquiry have been ordered already. CBI visited, the CFSL visited. Then, is it there that you're going to withdraw your ceased work decision?
No. Firstly, I want to thank our Honorable Court, High Court, that they had given the CBI for the chance to investigate this case because Kolkata police was not working properly. But after the planned West Bengal GB meeting by all the doctors, junior doctors, today we have decided that we will continue our siege work and we will continue our protest because starting the investigation by CBI is not equal to justice. We want the proper justice, and that will be made by when CBI will arrest all the culprits. And I think the CBI should do their job as early as possible. All the doctors from all over the West Bengal are giving CBI the 48 hours deadline to arrest all the culprits and bring what happened that night in front of in front of the people all over the India.
And any deadline that you have decided? I was just
Tapas, I want to ask you a quick question, Tapas. Tapas, can you hear me? I want to ask you a quick question. I'm interrupting you here, but I want to ask you, Tapas, the young doctor just said, we want all culprits to be arrested. Do they believe, like many doctors who've seen the post-mortem report, that this was not a case of rape but gang rape, that there was more than one person involved?
Well, sir, I can barely hear your question, but I hope I got it. The post-mortem report, the final post-mortem report, several doctors who were privy to that indicates that it wasn't a rape and it could be possibly a gang rape by multiple people because the report reflects so. You are a doctor. Your demand was such. What would you like to say about these observations on the PM report?
As per the investigation is done, no PM report has been published yet, and our demand to CBI to find out the culprit and all the documents should be published along with the PM report. It is our demand, and our demand is to arrest the culprit within 48 hours. And our another demand is to remove the dean and the ex-principal and the assistant superintendent, and to give them no other administrative post in any other places. And we want proper documentation, as there is construction work is going on in the room beside where the incident has taken place. So we want proper verification and document for that.
Do you still feel insecure while working at night after this incident have happened, though the hospital authorities and the government have assured all kind of security measures? Do you see those security measures visible?
Yes, I want security for working in the hospital, and one proper call room and washroom and proper security for the female staffs and doctors, and also for the female patient.
Okay, see, Shreya, they are very clear about their demands. They want to be privy to the PM report. They want the CBI to work fast and a 48 hours deadline. And unless their demands are met, they will continue to carry on this siege work, which they have been doing since last 4 days.
Tapas, we leave it there for the moment. Important to get voices of doctors who continue to be on strike. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow India will celebrate its 78th Independence Day. And what are doctors on the streets asking for? A more secure workplace and, more importantly, washrooms for themselves after 78 years of our independence. Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose is a lawyer who's joining us on the broadcast. Prathibha Prahlad is a renowned artist. She's a socio-political activist joining us on the broadcast. Tauseef Rahman is spokesperson of the TMC. Kamruzaman Chaudhary is a political analyst. And Dr. Anam Alwani is a junior resident at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. She's joining us on the broadcast as well. Pratibha ji, I'm going to come to you first. And I'm going to come to you with a question. which has been prompted by an observation that has been made by a TMC leader who has very proudly on his social media said, and I quote, "The people who are on protest and all the women who will be on protest this evening, tonight at midnight, are all politically motivated because normal people," he says, quote unquote, "normal people don't protest at night." Do you have anything to say to him? Because I have a lot to say to him.
Shreya, can I respond? Yeah, can I respond now?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yes,
because
yes, loud and clear, Prathibha ji.
Can you hear me, please?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So what I want to tell you is that, you know, the TMC has internalized misogyny, and we can see that time and again whenever these such incidents crop up. So, can you hear me? Because I see you talking also. So,
Prathibha ji, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm just saying in this part of the world where, you know, you have a chief minister who's been around for 10 years, a woman chief minister, instead of protecting women and women's rights, this lady, I mean, you know, he's using patriarchy as a political tool. I mean, you know, this for very long we know that, you know, rape and political violence against women has been used as a political tool. But can you imagine, I mean, Mamata Banerjee, I mean, who has she suspended, for God's sake? Did she send them on a paid vacation? So who are these people who after 6 days or 7 days have wiped out forensic evidence? By now, they must have wiped it out because I'm sure there's no evidence left. And what is happening in West Bengal, time and again, the police don't act on time. The police don't act with, you know, as per law, as per protocols in such incidences. And then, you know, and to tell the parents that it's suicide, to book the case as unnatural death when it's, you know, when it's clear in your face that this woman, this doctor, has been raped, probably gang raped and murdered in the most violent and in the most horrific manner, is something that I can't forgive Mamata Banerjee for. Because I think that time and again, people are looking at Mamata Banerjee and what is she doing? She is just forgiving all these, you know, she's using the police as attack dogs, for God's sake. And then she suspends them. Why? Because they have to be out of visibility and they should not be questioned. A suspension is a paid vacation.
Okay.
A suspension means nothing. They are people who have obstructed justice. They should be booked for abetment of crime and they should be in jail. The police officers and the hospital principal of that hospital who has a fiduciary responsibility towards this girl and who is supposed to, you know, protect the doctors who are on night duty. And on top of that, this, you know, TMC, you know, whatever he is, I mean, he must be a leader of that party, he says that women, I mean, you didn't say that, Shreya, I'm saying it. His tweet says that women should first strip before they come on the streets to march for justice. What kind of nonsense is this? Are we in a civilized society? Is West Bengal even, I mean, hope, you know, I mean, have any sort of a modicum of civility? Do they even have a modicum of civility? I'm appalled that you have a woman chief minister there and you want, you know, you kind of feel that, you know, that women are protected there. On the contrary, women are being used, you know, and misogyny is being protected. I don't understand this at all.
Okay. Prathibha ji, let me get in the TMC spokesperson. Tauseef Rahman is joining us. Tauseef Rahman, we've just heard Mamata Banerjee say, I did all I could. Who will believe her? Who will believe her? Given the sequence of events?
I mean, I'm here to answer you. I mean, in such a sensitive case, it is very easy for someone to sit inside an AC room and talk about what's happening in West Bengal. And what has occurred is a heinous crime. We do accept that. And there was a lapse in the security, and this is why the incident happened. But Shreya, let me just explain you in brief. I mean, this debate is very important. Your show is very important. I mean, not only in West Bengal. I mean, we should talk about the whole country. I'm not running away. I'm not doing whataboutery. Just listen to me briefly. You know, 70,000 rape happened in the last 10 years. But when you talk about RG car, yes, the state government is to be blamed because something was there which was not appropriate. I mean, the principal or the superintendent. When you talk about principal that he has got a paid vacation, I mean, ma'am has to know more details about it. You know, in that same day, 5 o'clock, Abhishek Banerjee said that the principal is supposed to answer and he have to cooperate with all the investigation. You know, Shreya, why? Because when the Chief Minister of West
Tauseef,
Bengal
who will
reached,
believe you?
let me complete, Shreya, please. When she, it's very
Tauseef,
important.
this country will not believe you. I will tell you why this country will not believe you. I will tell you why this country will not believe you. This, forget Narendra Modi. Right now we are speaking of Mamata Banerjee. I will tell you, you know I am no supporter of any political party. You know that, Tauseef. So let's not talk about Narendra Modi. When the time comes to question him, we will question him here on Mirror now. For the moment, it is Mamata Banerjee who needs to answer. I am asking you, who will believe what you are saying? Lip service will not do, yaar. Lip service will not do. I'll tell you why. You are telling us that the principal had resigned. Within 4 hours of the principal resigning, your administration had rehabilitated him in another medical college. And the students of that medical college were so angry, they locked up the principal's room. And the High Court had to step in and say, you better not show up at that medical college.
Shreya, you need to have patience to listen to me and all the panelists. When the protesters, my brothers who were sitting outside, they said the Chief Minister, ma'am, we don't want this man inside this premises, kindly change him. Within half an hour, he was changed. The protester never demanded a suspension. When they demanded a suspension, it has been done. Shreya, try to understand. You say, who will believe us? The people of West Bengal, we are going to protest tonight. I am joining the protest at 11 o'clock. And all the TMC leaders, you know, who comes on TV, they are going to join the protesters. It is not a drama. It is not a serial which has happened in West Bengal. We have lost our daughters.
What will that achieve?
We have lost our sister and all
Shatabdi Das, you're an author and an activist.
It's a pan-India protest. Someone working in Safdarganj has complained that I do not feel safe in AIMS, Safdarganj, Patna, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh as well. Why are we running behind?
Shatabdi Das, the TMC spokesperson, ruk jaye. No chillam chilli on this show. No, wait, Shatabdi Das, you're an author and an activist, someone who's sitting in protest. The TMC spokesperson is saying, this was our sister, this was our daughter, and we are also sitting on protest. How do you look at that? This is the same party whose member is saying that normal people don't protest at night.
Yeah, we have heard of it. Some of the TMC people and leaders have come with repeated accusations, and they are blaming the people who are arranging this Reclaim the Night movement. We have heard that, but apart from that, we are also getting requests from various kinds of leaders, including TMC and BJP and CPIM and Congress, who are calling us, and they want to join our venues. They are informing us. In some cases, their PAs are informing us that they are going to join the venues. And my statement to the TMC leader, to the BJP leaders, and to all the other party leaders remains the same, which is that this is going to be a citizens' rally and a citizens' protests of women and the LGBTQ community, and we have not called any political persons here. If they come, they must come without any banner, without any political identity, and we are not, if we are aware at all of their political connections and identities, we are not going to allow them on stage. They will remain there as spectators, maybe as audience, maybe. That is not our concern, but we are not going to allow them on stage.
So you don't want the politicians?
No,
you don't want the politicians anywhere near you. I understand that. I understand that, and I understand why as well. Very quickly, before I let you go, do you have any comments to make on some very unsavory remarks that have been made by some TMC leaders who have said, at least to a post about Reclaim the Night that is happening in Calcutta this evening, that first trip and then come on the roads, etc. Any comments to make, or do you feel it's just not worth your time?
Actually, it's not worth my time because I have to rush to the spot and organize. But as you have asked me, I would like to say that we are actually protesting against this rape culture, this culture of victim blaming, this culture of slut shaming, and the entire protest is against this because the principal told that the girl went out at night, etc. We have arranged for it, and so this culture is going on, and these comments by the TMCP leaders are just various manifestations of this kind of victim shaming cultures and rape culture which we are protesting against. So that is what we have to say about this.
Okay, we'll let you go. Thank you very much. You have an important job this evening. One had thought that one would not need to have these conversations after Nirbhaya. One had thought that enough conversation had happened. One had thought that there was a tougher law, rape law that was in place, and you wouldn't have to see situations like the one we are seeing in Calcutta. But we are seeing what we are seeing. And Dr. Anam, as a junior resident, I'm fairly certain you've heard of what a medical college in Assam did. As a knee-jerk reaction, what they are saying to their students is, to all resident doctors is, Raat ko bahar mat jao. Don't go in unlit areas. Don't walk out alone. When you walk out of your hostel, ensure that you have permission, etc. Essentially, the same thing is happening. This young doctor in Calcutta was, the question first that was asked was, what was she doing alone at night? She had night duty. Then the principal accused her of some degree of psychosis. Now, in Silchar, a medical college is asking all its resident doctors, women resident doctors, to simply stay inside once the lights go off.
As in, they could have just added one more point if they were doing all this and blaming us for doing this. Like, tell us what to wear. Tell us where. Like, they've already told us where to go. Tell us, put a mask on your face, cover your head, wear full pants, wear full clothes. Like, I don't know, prevent it from happening. Protect us, save us, give us security, guarantee, anything. So presently the resident
what is it
doctors
that makes you angry? I can see, Dr. Anam, that you are angry. Because all of us are angry, frankly. I've been angry for the last 5 days. And we are talking to each other as India gets ready to celebrate its 78th Independence Day in just a few hours. And I'm thinking to myself, here we are talking about something as basic as security and safety in a hospital for its own doctors, washrooms for its own doctors, proper lighting in hospital for its own doctors.
So it's anger, it's fear, it's sadness, it's helplessness. It's like, just watch the strikes, watch the videos of the strikes that are going on since the last 3 days. We're all so desperate for someone to hear us, for someone to meet our needs. The entire country, like state colleges from all over the country are protesting for this. It's happened again and again. Doctors have been hurt. Doctors have been tortured. Doctors have been raped, murdered. Nothing's been done about it. Even now, like what's been done, CBI's got the case. We're very, very grateful about that. We have hope that they will give the victims some justice. But what prevents this from happening again next year? Y'all don't even know about the things that happen in hospitals nowadays. In any government hospital, ask a doctor on a very regular basis. I can guarantee you 100% of interns and residents have felt unsafe, have been insulted, have been threatened, have been scared. This doesn't come up because it's every day for us. Give us some protection so that I can go to the ward tonight with a guarantee that I'm going to be alive tomorrow.
Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose, is that too much to ask?
No, it's not. And I'm very touched, I'm very upset, I'm very sad when I heard Dr. Anam. You see, it'll be sad to politicize this issue. One should not, for the sake of civilization, for the sake of humanity, politicize this issue. And what the doctors are protesting for, what they're asking for, it's basic human rights. It's basic rights which every daughter of this country needs. However, Shreya, we need to see at some, the chronology of how things have happened, and the state government should answer that. Why? The perpetrator, he was under the police, he was a civic volunteer. When protectors become perpetrators, there's an issue there's a rot in the entire administration. It needs to be addressed. It's not happened for the first time. Immediately, it's become a culture in the state. Immediately, when any crime against any woman happens, there's a statement from the administration, that maybe the chief minister, that maybe the police, they trivialize it. And even in this incident, it's happened. It was said it was a suicide. So many drastic, gruesome details are coming out now. It could have been a gang rape. The matter is now before a premier investigating agency. Let them investigate. But, some telltale signs, the director being rehabilitated into another hospital, the protection, the SP, the SP of the hospital coming and saying it was a suicide, like you showed on your camera, just outside the crime scene, renovation works going on. These are all telltale signs that there's something rotten in the state. When something like this has happened, there's a concerted effort to cover up the crime scene. This should not happen. It's sad, and it goes to the root of administration.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, I'll give you the final word. Or maybe, I'll give the TMC person the final word, but just come in here. Long ago, when the Nirbhaya protests were happening, I was a young cub reporter covering those protests. A lathi charge happens, people continue to come on the roads. And as a young reporter, I thought to myself, maybe this is an inflection point. Maybe after this, women will be safe on the streets of this country. When I look back then, and I look at what has happened in Calcutta, it tells me that nothing has changed. We have stricter rape laws. We have fast-track courts, yet it took 11 years for Nirbhaya's parents to get justice. There were crowds and crowds and crowds when Nirbhaya happened. There were crowds and crowds and crowds of resident doctors protesting outside Maulana Azad Medical College when a resident doctor was raped there in broad daylight. Every time you think this is an inflection point, things will change, it just so happens that nothing changes. And the onus of a woman's security is put on her. You better ensure you don't go at night. You better ensure that if you're stepping out, there are 3-4 people with you. You better ensure that you have enough permissions that if you're stepping out of the hostel, everyone in the hostel knows that you're stepping out. Itne saal baad bhi kuch nahi badla. The conversation remains the same.
With my political identity, but as a father of a medical intern myself. And it basically shudders me to think that what my daughter or her classmates might be going through. And when she comes back from night duty to her hostel, she calls anyhow, she calls up her mom and says, "Please talk with me. I'm afraid." This is the situation of our country now. When Nirbhaya happened, we all felt at least, this time there will be some stricter laws. A rapist will be hanged in a fast-track court from after creation of the Nirbhaya fund of 1,000 crores. At that point in time, we came back 10 years right now. It's already 2024. Even today, as we are discussing the RG Kaur incident, one incident that has even made me so, it was so gruesome, rape and murder in Muzaffarpur, where a woman, a class 9 student was raped, murdered, her breasts were cut off, and I don't know what was the autopsy report finally, but such incidents are happening on a daily basis. The mentality, the mindset of our Indian males need to change. We need to understand that the equal opportunity of a woman, the right to live a free life in this country, not as slaves of somebody, must be there in this country. And we as political class have failed the women of our country. That's all I can say. Because if a rape is happening every hour in this country, and reports suggest around 90 rapes are happening on a daily basis in country. I'm not calling about Bengal or Muzaffarpur or Kathua or any other cases, but a woman's right to lead her life in dignity is not at all protected by the political class as of today. And I'm very sorry to the countrymen that I belong to a political class and we have failed the women of our country very, very badly. And we need to introspect and move forward so that such incidents like the RG incident is not repeated, and my daughter feels safe in her own college, in her own hostel and our hospital also. Yeah, Shreya, I can only ask for apology from my political class to the countrymen tonight.
Okay. And I can only ask my countrymen, fellow countrymen tonight, is to keep the anchor going. Be angry. When you are angry at the system and you show that anger by being on the streets or being vocal about what has happened, it pushes the system to wake up and do something. So for the sake of this young doctor in Calcutta who has lost her life in such a brutal way, just keep the anger going. We'll wrap it there. Thank you very much, Tauseef Rahman, for joining us on the broadcast. Kamru Chaudhary, thank you very much for joining us as well. Dr. Anam, good to have you on the show. Thank you very much. Prathibha ji, thank you for your time. Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose, thank you very much for joining us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. There's some more news coming up on the other side. Do stay with us.